Performing for the contestant, Arsenic and Old Lace.
Would you like more tea before Daddy?
Oh, delight, just bowl of her.
Okay. Well, I, for one, am tired of hearing about all this war trouble over in Europe. I know it may not be very charitable of me, but I'm starting to come to the conclusion that this Mr. Hitler isn't a Christian. I think everybody deserves a chance.
Bugger Europe. Panama is the future. We're digging the canals in the basement.
Oh, don't bore her, Daddy. Now, Miss Harper, how is Elaine? We've been seeing so much of her lately.
I've been meaning to speak to you about your nephew. Mortimer, I mean.
I understand he's taking her to the theater again tonight?
Miss Abby, I'll be frank. I do not approve of your nephew's unfortunate connection with the theater. All those actors.
Oh, well, you need have no fear of that. My Mortimer absolutely hates actors. He writes just terrible things about them. But they keep publishing his reviews, the poor dear. Oh, hello, dear. Oh, very nice to see you. But I just ran to Officer Brophy here. Oh, Officer Brophy, wonderful. Come right in.
We've come for these toys, Miss Brewster.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's a wonderful thing we do. I mean, you get tired of playing cards and you start to clean your gun and the first thing you know is you shot yourself in the hand.
Oh, good heavens. I heard if you hit an artery, you can bleed for days. Oh. Does it hurt if I apply pressure?
Yeah.
Officer, what news have you brought me?
Colonel, I'm pleased to report the country is 100% behind you.
Dismissed.
Teddy, would you mind getting that box of toys from your room?
Oh, of course.
Charge! You promised not to do anything more than neighbors complain.
Remember, officer, you're speaking to a superior.
Oh,
Cabinet meeting, assemble!
Why would he?
He's quite harmless, even if he does think he's Teddy Roosevelt.
Have you ever tried to convince him he wasn't Teddy Roosevelt?
well, once a long time ago, we thought if it could be George Washington, it might be a nice change. But he just stayed under his bed for days and just wouldn't be anybody. Oh, still, he's better than Jonathan.
Their other nephew used to experiment on people in this clinic here in the house.
Oh, he was gone before they were done with the autopsies. We haven't seen him in years.
Well, good rubbish is good riddance.
Here you are, officer. Here are the troops.
Charge! Stop the blockhouse! As long as he doesn't blow that bugle. I tell you, one of the days we might have to book him.
I'm sure it won't come to that, officer. I'd best be leaving.
Oh, Miss Harper, do give our love to Elaine. But please don't think too harshly of Mortimer. Somebody has to do these things. Bye-bye. Goodbye. Teddy, dear! Teddy!
Yes, Aunt Martha.
Good news. You're going down to Panama to dig another lot for the canal.
Oh, just bully. I shall prepare for the journey at once.
Abby, put yourself out. I just couldn't wait. I didn't know when we might be home. Look in the window seat. The window seat? Oh, Abby. Oh, isn't it just too delightful? We must have Teddy prepared. I'm so excited for services. I'm sorry, I couldn't wait for you. I just couldn't contain who I find.
We just have to grab a couple of things and then we'll be on our way.
Well, Mortimer, what play are we seeing tonight?
Murdering Death should be a real disappointment.
Oh, I was hoping it'd be a musical. When we see a play, we take the subway, and you go on and on about the collapse of modern theater. It wasn't until we saw a musical that you took me home in a taxi and noticed my legs.
Well, for a minister's daughter, you sure notice a lot.
For a minister's daughter, I'm tempted to notice a bit more. With the right persuasion, that is.
Yes, Elaine, of course. I know you're holding out for a ring. Well, what do you say we get married in a hurry tonight?
That's your proposal.
Elaine,
Never mind, Mortimer. Oh, I gave up on romance the night you took me to see Othello for Valentine's Day. I'd be happy to marry you.
Wonderful.
Oh, but if we elope tonight, then Mother will miss the whole ceremony.
Well, that settles it. After the show, we'll elope.
Oh, Mortimer.
Hello, Mortimer. I'm off to Panama.
He digs a canal down there.
Well, not every girl can say they have Teddy Roosevelt as a brother-in-law.
Well, Teddy was always my favorite brother.
Favorite? Were there more of you?
Yes, there was Jonathan. See, Jonathan left Brooklyn in a hurry, by request. He used to have such a fascination with things like rope and knives, and oh, he once tortured a squirrel just for looking at him.
I'm glad he left.
Oh, me too.
Well, before we go, I'll run over and say goodnight to Mother. Before I go out with you, she likes to pray over me a little.
Of course.
Goodbye, dear.
Goodbye.
Oh.
Hello, Mortimer.
Oh, hi, Martha. Have you seen my notebook? I need it to write tonight's review.
No, dear. Maybe I should look over here. Oh, before I forget, Miss Hart was here. Abby says she's concerned about Elaine going to the theater.
Oh, no, she'd love tonight's horror, murdering death. I can see it now. The first thing she'd see is a dead body. Oh! Oh! Oh, hey, Martha and Abby, come quick!
Yes, dear. What's wrong?
It's Teddy. He needs to be committed to Abbeydale right away.
He will. He just has to sign the papers.
He needs to sign the papers right away.
But he won't be gone for years.
He needs to be committed tonight.
What?
I have frightful news for you.
What is it?
That he's killed a man.
Nonsense, dear.
No, I'm serious. There's a body in the window seat.
Yes, dear. We know. Now, Mortimer, just forget you ever saw the gentleman. We never dreamed he'd be. No.
But who is he?
His name's Hoskins. Adam Hoskins. That's really all I know about him. Except that he's a Methodist. Oh, that's nice. We haven't had one of those before. Oh, goody. Oh, no.
But, Aunt Abby, men don't just go and die in window seats.
Oh, Mortimer, of course not. The man died because he drank some wine that had poison in it. Oh, we put it in the wine because it's less noticeable. And tea has a distinct odor. And then we put Mr. Hoskins in the window seat because Miss Harper was coming. Yes, all by herself with that bad back too. I'm so proud of you. But Mortimer, just forget about it.
Forget? Forget a body in the window seat?
Mortimer, you behave. You have no right to be flying off the handle like this.
Well, you can't just leave him there.
Oh, you don't intend to, dear? Of course. Teddy's down in Panama digging the loft for the canal right now.
You're going to bury Mr. Hotchkiss in the cellar?
Hoskins, dear, of course. That's what we did with all the others. Now, let me see. This makes, 11, isn't it, Abby? No, dear. This makes 12. Remember? Because Mr. Hoskins makes an even dozen. But you really shouldn't count the first one, though. He just died.
Who was the first one?
Mr. Ridgely. He was a Baptist. Came here looking for a room. Oh, all his family were dead. He was forlorn, unhappy. Oh, come. And then, when, bless his soul, his heart attack came, and he sat in that very chair, and he was so peaceful. Well, we came to the conclusion that if we could help any other lonely souls to stay peaceful, but what's wrong? It's a fine chair. A fine chair. Of course, we knew we couldn't depend on him just dying again, so... Even the vials of poisonous shells all these years. Oh, and of course, you know your Aunt Martha's knack for mixing things. You've made enough of her pickle, Lily. Well, for a gallon of elderberry wine, I take a teaspoon of arsenic, half a teaspoon of strychnine, and just a pinch of cyanide. Oh. Well, your Aunt Martha and I better get things ready for supper. I really should
Good afternoon, Mustang.
A roast
There is going to be a test of the fire alarm in a few minutes. You do not need to exit the building. This is only a test. There is going to be a test of the fire alarm in a few moments. You do not need to exit the building. Thank you.
You waited so long. You still want to marry me, don't you?
Yes. Elaine, yes, of course. But why don't you run along?
But we're going to the theater tonight.
Yes, of course we are. But for right now, why don't you just run along?
Run along. Don't talk to me like I'm a mindless child. If we're going to be married, Mortimer.
Married?
Have you forgotten that just minutes ago you attempted to propose to me?
Oh, yes. Well, from what I know, that's still
Outstanding! Oh, I've got to ask you the most exciting
No,
lady figure.
No pinch, no wine, no mixing anything.
Mortimer.
Elaine,
Yes.
I'm not throwing you out of the house.